How to water indoor plants. The ultimate guide for healthy growth. Welcome to our channel MTecHD. If you're a proud plant parent, you know that watering your indoor plants can sometimes feel like a guessing game. Too little water, and your plants wilt. Too much water, and you risk root rot. So, how do you get it just right? In this video, we'll share a step-by-step guide on how to water indoor plants properly to keep them thriving and beautiful. Let's dive in. The first step to watering your indoor plants correctly is understanding their specific needs. Every plant is different. Some, like succulents and cacti, prefer dry conditions and need watering only every few weeks. Others, like ferns or peace lilies, love consistently moist soil and require more frequent attention. Research your plant species to determine how much water it needs and how often. Now, let's talk about how to check if your plant needs water. One of the easiest ways is the finger test. Stick your finger about an inch into the soil. If it feels dry, it's time to water. If it still feels moist, wait a few more days before checking again. For plants that require precise moisture levels, consider using a moisture meter to get an accurate reading. When it's time to water, make sure you're using room temperature water. Water that's too hot or too cold can shock your plants. Fill a watering can and let the water sit for a few hours to reach room temperature and allow any chlorine to dissipate, especially if you're using tap water. Proper watering technique is key. Instead of dumping water all at once, pour it slowly and evenly across the surface of the soil. This ensures that the water reaches the roots and doesn't just run off the sides of the pot. Continue watering until you see water draining out of the bottom of the pot. This helps flush out any excess salts or minerals that can build up over time. Speaking of drainage, it's essential that your plant pots have drainage holes. These holes allow excess water to escape, preventing the roots from sitting in water, which can lead to root rot. If your pot doesn't have drainage holes, consider repotting into one that does, or use a liner with holes inside a decorative pot. One common mistake is letting your plants sit in standing water. After watering, always empty the saucer or tray under your pot to avoid water pooling at the bottom. Standing water can lead to root rot and attract pests like fungus gnats. Overwatering is one of the most common issues indoor plant owners face. Signs of overwatering include yellowing leaves, wilting despite moist soil, and a foul odor coming from the soil. If you notice these signs, stop watering immediately, let the soil dry out, and consider repotting your plant into fresh soil if the roots are damaged. On the flip side, underwatering can also harm your plants. Symptoms include crispy brown leaf edges, drooping leaves, and soil pulling away from the edges of the pot. If your plant is underwatered, give it a thorough soak. Place the pot in a bowl of water and let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes so the soil can rehydrate from the bottom up. Humidity is another factor to consider. Many indoor plants, especially tropical ones like monsteras and philodendrons, thrive in higher humidity. If you live in a dry environment, you can increase humidity by misting your plants, using a humidifier, or grouping plants together to create a microclimate. Seasons also play a role in watering indoor plants. During the growing season, typically spring and summer, plants may need more frequent watering as they're actively growing. In the cooler months of fall and winter, many plants enter a dormant phase and require less water. Always adjust your watering routine based on the time of year. Lastly, let's discuss common myths about watering. One myth is that all plants love misting. While misting can increase humidity for some plants, it's not a substitute for proper watering. Another myth is using ice cubes to water plants. This can shock the roots and is not an ideal method for most plants. Stick to tried and true watering techniques for the best results. Taking the time to understand your plant's watering needs will lead to healthier, happier plants and a more enjoyable plant parenting experience. Thank you for watching our channel MTecHD. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more plant care tips and tricks. Let us know in the comments, what's your favorite indoor plant to care for? See you in the next video.